why is it a big deal in higher ed and why is it a big deal in K through 12? And the reasonings are they do have overlap, but they're actually different. So in higher education, most of the universities or colleges that I speak to, whether they be 4-year, 2-year, private, community, doesn't matter, they're kind of all the same. Normally their biggest goal is admissions. Knowing that 90% of their student base plays games and that only 30% have played traditional sports, to be able to help engage that other percentage of students that might not feel like they have anything to do, they want them to stay longer. But even these esports spaces are really souped up. Like they have lighting, they have TVs everywhere, they have on an average 30 PCs in an esports space for the higher education. It's branded. The desks and chairs, sometimes even they have color on them or some sort of lighting. They have production spaces. They're really integrating what they want to do. But the goal is to get the young adults out of the room, out of their rooms playing games and into a space where they can actually meet people face to face. We do see in higher education a lot of funding coming from IT departments, recreation departments, res life and housing, or student affairs. They kind of all normally do that, but it's really those departments, and they all kind of have that same goal, is how do we make sure that, yes, we can draw students in, so when we're bringing them in on a tour, we stop by the esports space and they're like, this is amazing, and yeah, this is how you sign up, and they're kind of making it that environment. K through 12, it's a little bit different. Admissions isn't normally the biggest deal unless it's a private school. What it is there is a lot of how is esports a window or a door that a student didn't know about to get them into something else. So what we see in high school is that a lot of students might be that stereotypical student where they are home, they play a lot of video games, they don't really go out. They're very open online. They can talk to anybody on Discord, but when they get face to face with somebody, they start missing out. They clam up. They don't, they become introverted. And that happens to a lot of people. That's not just gamers. It just is what it is. But being able to create a safe space for these students allows them to start to feel safe and kind of come out of their shell and learn life skills that are essential to be able to speak to somebody in the eyes and not always look down, to be able to use complete sentences, to be able to speak to an adult instead of just another student. Those are all really great things of having a program in high school, because these essential skills you're going to use forever. You need them. But it's also to show students that it's okay to be different, and that they're accepted there. And then everything that from careers that ties into that. A lot of the careers are tying in through esports, that you don't have to actually get a degree in esports or do broadcasting and it has to be esports. They might find that within the esports program and want to go to college or just start doing broadcasting or production or something like that because they found it in the esports program. And then they might go to university, that has one like UNC Wilmington or something like that, who has a filmography and production department and focus in esports. So that's a lot of the reasons why there is overlap between the two. It really is that foundation, that environment of safety and acceptance, but then there's obviously secondary reasons as to why they're so popular.